Turning to the UK now, Prince Andrew has asked a judge to toss out a sexual abuse lawsuit filed against him. His attorneys argue that accuser Virginia Giuffre, who was 17 years old at the time of the alleged crime, was above the age of consent under New York law. Meanwhile, Prince Charles met with healthcare workers and patients at a COVID vaccination center in London yesterday. And we've learned doctors gave Queen Elizabeth the green light to host her annual Christmas party. BBC News royal correspondent Jonny Dymond is covering these stories for us. He joins us now from London. Jonny, great to see you. Thank you so much. Let's start with Prince Andrew. We've learned this week that his lawyers had asked a judge to dismiss a sex abuse complaint filed against him by his alleged victim. What more can you tell us?
Well, I mean, this is part of the back and forth of the various different legal teams, and this was the chance for Prince Andrew's lawyer, a man called Andrew Brettler, to put forward his case that the case should be dismissed. And there were two strands to it. The first was essentially memories change, memories fade, memories get created. This may or may not be true. It's not true as far as Prince Andrew's lawyers are concerned. And in particular, there are no witnesses to this. Jeffrey Epstein is dead. Ghislaine Maxwell is on trial separately. Prince Andrew denies it, and the only other person around is Virginia Giuffre, who, of course, has brought the civil action against Prince Andrew. And so that's part of the push by Prince Andrew's team to get this thrown out. But the second part is the claim made by Andrew Brettler, Prince Andrew's lawyer, that a deal struck between Virginia Giuffre and Jeffrey Epstein in 2009 covers Prince Andrew himself. And what we found out, really, I think in the last 24 hours, is that this deal, which has been sealed up to this day, will be opened sometime between now and January the 3rd. And at the moment, a lot is riding on this deal, because it's always been the case that Prince Andrew's lawyer has said he's covered by it. There is no way that this case can go forward. He is already exempted. Virginia Giuffre's lawyer says, nonsense, that's not true. We and the court will get a chance to have a look at it some point between now and January the 3rd, and presumably the court will then make a call on it.
So let's switch gears. Prince Charles made a visit to a vaccination center yesterday. Can you tell us a bit more about what he was doing there?
Yeah, these visits have two real roles, and Britain is in the throes of desperately trying to get people to have their third vaccination, what we call here in the UK the booster vaccination. This was the first day of the sort of really big rollout of this, and there's two sides to this. One is Prince Charles just going and sprinkling a little bit of royal magic on all the people who volunteered to do the vaccinations, to get the needles into people's arms, to thank them, to say you are appreciated, you are loved. And it's amazing when you talk to people afterwards. They are just thrilled that someone has bothered to turn up and say thank you. And that's what Prince Charles was doing. And the other is just profile raising. He's saying, look, I'm here, I've been boosted, he had it last week, you come and get boosted too. It's a way of putting publicity into the booster campaign, which is really urgent now as this new Omicron variant takes hold here in the UK.
Yeah, urgent worldwide. And finally, let's look ahead to Christmas. Do we know what Christmas is going to look like for the Queen this year in light of recent health issues?
Yeah, it's swinging back and forth at the moment, Elise. What we still understand is the Queen will make her traditional move from where she is now, which is Windsor Castle, off to the private estate in the east of England, which is where she and her family normally spend a fairly long Christmas and New Year period. And that's Sandringham, a great big rambling house out in a county called Norfolk in the east of England. Now, normally everyone gathers in Sandringham. The whole royal family gather for a big royal Christmas. That was the plan. Now I understand there is more consideration going on, because like everybody else here in the UK, the royal family is thinking, is it really wise for everyone to gather whilst this new variant is whipping around? So we're going to have to wait and see whether the party happens, but we are still pretty sure the Queen is going to make the move from Windsor to Sandringham. Her health is up to it, and that she wants to keep as much as possible of the tradition of the royal Christmas.
All right, Jonny Dymond, thank you.
Thanks, Elise.